Awesome. We're rolling. Welcome to your umpteenth comms call on Wednesday, September 29th. Let's go around and we can do intentions, distractions, and if you want to, you could tell me an item, a food, or a thing that makes you feel super happy, or glam, or ballin', or focused, or just great. I'll start. I have this great silk robe, and I feel so glam today. It's like I'm just like working on comm stuff, feeling so slinky. My intentions are to run a fun and efficient comms call. I'm not distracted at all, and I'll pass it to Hannah.
Hello. Let's see. I'm feeling good. I don't know why it's always so hard for me to remember all the things. So my intentions are to, let's see, intentions for this call, see if there's anything I can pick up, check in on the kind of my responsibility from last week, but we said hold off on starting until some more things are sorted out. Distractions are, I don't have any distractions right now either. I actually might make a cup of coffee though, so that would be a minor distraction. And something that makes me feel like focused and stuff. Coffee.
Anything of good. Any variation of good.
And I get later today. I get to meet up with a friend and grab biscuits. And I haven't seen this friend in like 6 months. Very. Nice. I will pass it to Mitch.
Thanks. What makes me feel glam? A Giveth shirt, which you will all see very soon. My distractions is my buddy just delivered me some delicious food, so I'm probably gonna maybe turn off my camera and work on that. And my intentions for this call is to see what everyone's working on, maybe get some more context for some issues I've been assigned, and show you some cool stuff that Rodri made for our emails. And I'll give it to Ashley.
So, feel pretty good this morning. I'm slightly distracted, mostly just because I've been going through all this different documentation and just like reading and trying to make sense of it as far as like voice, so that, you know, we're all differently working on these pieces, but I think that it's important that they're kind of like aligned in the voice that they're coming from, so making sure that we're using kind of the same terminology and stuff. And that's my distraction. Anyways, my intentions for the call, just to like sync up with you guys, see what's going on. I know that there was a couple new issues made, like adding some stuff to the history and maybe like doing away with the wiki, so maybe like talking about some of those new issues. Yeah, and something that makes me feel glam. I guess glitter always makes me feel glam. And I will pass it to Danny.
Good morning, sunshines. An item, food, or thing that makes me feel super good, glam, happy, focused, and ballin'. Okay. I don't have to say that when I draw some lines on my eyes, that's the thing that makes me feel glam. And if I add a little eyeshadow to it, then I'm ballin'. Let's see. My intentions and distractions, holy moly, I don't even know where to start. I'm distracted by looking on my Google map this morning and seeing that Lauren and Griff went past my house and didn't drop off a power cord where I could get it. And so now I'm going to jump in a car and get it over there and pick it up. And that's my intention. My distraction is that I received 12 urgent messages this morning for things to take care of. And half of them were also words of affirmation, which also makes me feel super good, glam, and ballin'. And other than that, my intentions are to get that power cord and review these documents and finish checking in with all my buddies and get my work agreement done. Back to you, Laura.
Cool, thanks, Pam. Awesome stuff. I like that question because it made me feel very excited to hear about all your glam things. Cool. I added those new issues from that were added in the GitHub already to the to schedule, but the things that I didn't add were the fun designs for the emails, and I noticed that Rodri also made some designs for social media stuff, so I put that in there at the bottom of the agenda. Otherwise, the agenda's here. Can somebody actually stream the notes? Because if I stream and record at the same time, it doesn't like show up in the live stream. Thank you. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Mitch. Cool. Okay, cool. So let's just power through. So for give economy stuff, we can just go like really quickly with like quick updates. The intro, I noticed Mitch did QA, but I haven't added in his QA yet, so I'll do that. And then if anybody else wants to take a look, it'd be great. Give drop FAQ, just still in progress, and the give drop same. The give drop tutorial, I made an issue for it and assigned you today, Hannah. But like you don't have to get started on that, like we mentioned before, until like the designs are actually deployed on the front end, so you have like good images. So anyway, I just put that in the issue too. Give stream is in progress. Give garden, I think it's done for now. I took a look at it again just quickly because for the give garden, I know that we're changing a little bit the way in which we are going to be allocating rewards to people who are voting with tokens in the give garden, and this is just like happening recently. So I made a comment in the Google Doc today, Mitch, that basically it's just like we're going to do what Bright ID does. Basically, they have like the tokens that you're using for voting. It's like you have to like wrap them and then stake them somewhere. So it's like if you're staking in the 100% give card, like give pool on the give farm, those are the only tokens that you can use for voting. So it's actually only going to be like one spot. But
That's relevant to the stream and the garden?
yeah, it's relevant to the stream and the garden. It's relevant to the garden because it's like the way you earn rewards for your tokens that you're voting with in the garden. It's like you need to have them like wrapped and then staked in the 100% give pool.
I know that Gardens has that on their interface. If it's like a bring your own token, you have to wrap them. Mm-hmm. So is that wrapping going to be done on Giveth or on Gardens?
I'm not sure yet. It's like there was some conversation about it in that like RGive DM chat that I know that you're a part of. Amin was saying something looking into it, but I don't think that we fully know yet exactly how that's going to look.
Yeah.
So
if we use their contract to wrap it, like we can't really control it in any way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Seems like there's more technical things that need to be sorted out.
Yeah, some technical things that need to be sorted out and then added in the docs later. I put it in the done column for Giveth planning, but like just with a comment that we need to revisit this.
Okay.
The covenant, I still have to add those proposals, so it's still in progress. The give farm, I think it's the same. I made an issue in the give economy because the give economy board, because last week we were talking about how we need a forum post to determine like what percentage is being allocated to the rewards for the give farm, and then we could put that in the docs. So I just like made an issue for it and tagged Griff. So this is also blocked until we have all the technical information. Cool. Givebacks. I didn't check too much into this. Ashley, did you get a chance to touch it?
Yeah, I've been like polishing it a bit here and there, and that's kind of why I was going through like some of the other documentation, like how we explain the stream and stuff, and trying to make sure that it's all like aligned and sounds like it's coming from the same voice. But yeah, I was like working on it a bit this morning.
Awesome. Should we talk about that right now? Like, so aligned, cohesive voice. Is there anything that you noticed in particular that you want to mention?
No, not yet. I was just like making sure that mine sounded the same as the other documentation, or like how it was explained in other places, that, you know, so that it was sounding similar. But I think that that's something we'll have to do, like kind of at the end when everything is done, we'll go through and like as we add links to the other documents and like cook everything together, we can kind of make sure that it's all cohesive. Mm-hmm. But since we all took on like one section of each thing, it's kind of coming from a different person's way of explaining. So it's just something to keep in mind as we go through.
Definitely. I think like, yeah, so different people explaining. I think one way we can also remedy this is like what we're doing by queuing each other's work. I think when we QA each other's work, it's like we're like, oh, wow, you said it like this, and I would say it like this. So I find that to be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess so. Like, yeah, we can like make sure that we have like kind of like 2 QAers for every. We can have 2 people doing QA for every post, so that we just kind of have like, we're already doing that anyway, but so
Yeah.
we just have like consistency, and then before we put them all up on the docs, we could just like have one person go through and just like read them, review them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's a good plan.
Okay. Great. Okay. That's all for the gig economy documentation parts. Is there anything else that you guys noticed or want to say about this? Okay. Other documentation. So yeah, this update Giveth history thing, Griff made an issue in the Giveth planning board, I noticed, and it's like, add the fact that we stole 208 million with the White Hat Group in July 2017. And then he put a couple of articles, so this just like needs to be added to the history.
Did Giveth do that though?
I guess. Hey, Griff.
They put it in.
Griff did it.
Did Giveth
They
do
put it
that?
into Giveth like accounts, I think.
Add the fact that we stole 208 million from the White Hat Group in July 2017. That was Giveth.
I know Griff stole
I
it.
mean, like, yeah, it was Giveth. I mean, the White Hat Group was Giveth. It was the same people. It happened at a Giveth retreat.
I can add that in.
I mean, yeah, check out the article. There's a picture of Kai and RJ and me and Jordy and the whole Giveth team in the Mashable article.
Cool. I'm going to add you to that, Hannah, so you can look into it and write a little blurb. And then, do you know how to edit things in the docs?
I don't think so. So if anyone could walk me through that, then I'll know forever.
I can walk you through it. It's really easy. I'll walk you through it later, though, so that we get through the rest of things on the call.
Awesome.
Also, I wouldn't say stole. I would say saved.
Okay. Saved. Good. Awesome. So, project verification guide for contributors. Ashley did a really good job of this. I noticed Mitch already did QA on it, and I started doing QA on it, but didn't get finished. I noticed that, Mitchie made a comment about, I don't know, should we talk about this like a little bit more in depth? Because you were saying that some things were a little unclear, and Ashley was responding to your comments. I think it would be good if we just kind of like had a little quick back and forth.
Sure.
Yeah. So just near the end, I find when we start to give like a couple examples. Let me see if I can find it here.
Pull it up. It's I think that's wrong. No, up. Go back to the notes.
Okay.
It's up. Yeah.
Yeah. So like this part here seems more or less clear to me. But then like some parts it starts to get a bit vague.
I think at the bottom with disqualifying factors.
Yeah, disqualifying factors. And then some of these phrases here, it just like it gets a little bit too into the weeds, or like it doesn't seem like a formal narrative, basically.
I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying. Like I said in my comment, like I feel like it gives the impression to the reader that like we can be flexible in certain areas, like we're not abiding by any like laws, or I mean we are like certain laws in the terms and conditions and stuff, but like that's why I use the example of like the guerrilla environmentalists, like some things. But also in the end, it comes down to like once this isn't a verification team doing this anymore, it's going to be Celeste that's deciding or flagging or,
Celeste, that's going to be flagging what?
projects. So the community, once we have like the curation going, will be choosing which projects are verified by staking their tokens to them. So there won't be a verification team or a process. and then users will be able to flag projects. I'm sure we'll have to have some sort of review process or something, because otherwise somebody could just go in and flag every project just to be a douchebag, but I'm not exactly sure how that will look moving forward. But eventually it will be Celeste that's deciding whether a project gets disqualified or not.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're going to be paying Celeste in honey to verify these projects?
I think Celeste is only going to be for like disputes, right? So
Right.
it wouldn't be the verification would just be like staking tokens to the project. And we haven't really like defined exactly how that will work in a way that still keeps it legitimate, because as you look at it that way, like anybody could just stake a token to one of the projects and then all of a sudden it's considered verified, which I don't know how that's going to look. And I've tried to talk with Griff a little bit about it and define it a little bit more, but I think it's just something that we're going to have to, like, once we get there, figure out how it will work the best way.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I think then, just in the scope of this article, it will be better to be a bit more objective and a bit more formal in the narrative, and just give like some more concrete examples for people to go through and get a better idea.
I think examples are good. I'm gonna finish doing. I agree. I think like we could make some things a little bit more explicit, like even just examples. Examples does make things better.
Yeah, and the stuff where we get into the weeds with like discretion and legal laws and stuff like that, like less is more in that context,
Yeah.
Better to leave it out and just like, just give some more concrete stuff.
Yeah. You don't think it's good to say, like, it's up to the discretion of the verification team member?
I mean, yes, but that's implied, but it's like, we're saying in like some sort of vague terms that like, we're willing to like bend the rules around certain legalities and stuff like that. It's like,
And so this disqualifying factors thing, just to put this out there, because I know, Lauren, you suggested changing it to, instead of disqualifying for the givebacks program, to be disqualifying for project verification. But this is all stuff that would happen after the project is already verified. So this is all stuff that would keep, after they're already verified, this is stuff that would disqualify them and cause them to lose their badge, as well as their donors wouldn't get givebacks anymore.
Oh, yeah, I see that you do say that in like the sentence. This could lead to revocation of the verified status. Okay.
Yeah, I tried to change it so that it was like a little more explanatory.
Yeah, sounds good. Maybe we can add another sentence. I'll like add some more comments, but I totally get what you're saying. I thought that this was like stuff that would mean you don't get verified, not stuff that means you lose your verification. Cool. Well, that's really critical to understand in order to understand the rest of the context. But great, awesome. Okay.
And
then with the donors thing, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. We might be talking about the same thing.
Yeah, with the donors thing, you mentioned is there approach for donors who are caught like gaming the system or colluding or whatever? And I talked with Griff a bit about it this morning, and I quoted him there like, we have no way to really enforce anything because somebody can just make a new wallet, make a new email, like we don't have any. If we choose to implement IDX in the future for user verification, then we could maybe enforce it more that way. But then that means that people wouldn't be able to make anonymous donations. So I guess that's something we'd have to look at.
I mean, you could at least threaten to.
Threaten to what?
I mean, just saying like, if you're a donor and you're caught gaming the system, like we'll do X,
What though? What will we do? Like we can't do anything.
Ban them.
Ban them. Yeah, she's right. They can just make another MetaMask.
Yeah.
They could, yeah.
We have no way of knowing, really.
Yeah, but at least I don't know, at least setting a stance on it. Even if, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, if there's any more information that's pertinent to donors in this, it's we've got one sentence here, and it's like, do we need to say anything else?
Is the reason why we can't ban them because they could just like make another account and do it again? Okay.
Since it's just, yeah.
MetaMask. Okay, well, I think this would be cool. I mean, we could still discuss it further. I do want to go through the rest of the things on the comms agenda, but it's still nice to just like hash out the ideas a little bit.
Yeah.
Can we move on a little?
Sounds good.
Okay.
No.
And then
once
we
you
could
go in and
discuss
take
it
a look
in the Discord, or we could make another call. We could use our hack session. We could talk about it later.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm also still going to go through that last part and leave some comments in there so we can do it async.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. So the getting your project verified and onboarding the project from IO to Trace is blocked by getting the wizard up on live. Does anyone know? Ashley, I think you were looking into this. Do you know if they're going to do that soon, or if there's like?
Yeah, it's in the works. Like I talked with Monique, and he said that they can put it live, but I wanted to do a little bit of testing, so I had done some testing on it, and I saw that Mitch had done some testing, and a lot of the issues I found he had already created, and they're working on those. So I think once they get like the bugs and kinks worked out, it's on like a priority list for Monique once it's functional.
Yeah, it's still producing some errors going through it,
Cool.
So they should probably fix that,
It's great that it's like you guys are testing and then it's being fixed though. So great.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Governance process. Mitch, did you get a chance to look at this or do anything?
I've been floored with stuff, but I just did this like right before. I wanted to just clarify some of the parts that are really important to this, because it's still like seems a little bit unclear to me. At least just to scope out what should be in this thing.
Yeah, totally.
So if I can just jot some stuff down just in like 5 minutes from this, it's like I hear that we need our governance proposal process. So like forum proposal, guidelines, minimum time for advice process.
Uh-huh.
And then like each step in the RGive, who gets RGive.
Mm-hmm.
And then like proposal types in the Give Garden.
Mm-hmm. And I think that like with the RGive thing, there's also been some discussion around like changing how we do the token allocation. I think in the vesting for contributors forum post, I was asking about like how are we going to like determine who's still getting RGive and who's still going to get their vesting and like who's becomes in charge. And then I think Griff was talking to Danny about like maybe changing like the number of tokens rather than doing like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Maybe we like notch a new RGive DAO and then there's like different amounts of tokens being allocated. So there is some, yeah, Danny, maybe you have something to say about that.
Yes, definitely. I think we were all kind of just nonchalant about picking numbers and whether it should be higher or lower, and it could have been anything. So we went with the thousands range. And with this transition, we're going to drop that right back down to just ones. So where before we gave out 1,111, we'll credit that as one. And then where we gave out 2,000, we'll credit that as two. And then we'll start using the Fibonacci sequence. So rather than going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 5.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That sounds good.
So, but I mean, like until we actually do that,
it doesn't make sense to write the documentation for sure. But maybe you can.
Well, I can write it, but then we can just like that's what I made a note. I'm just like I'm going to write it down as it is, and then when we make a decision, we just change it.
Yeah, sounds great.
Might be just a paragraph of text that needs to be updated in the end.
Agreed. Yeah. And look at the covenant as well, because I wrote the section on-chain and off-chain like decision-making and enforcement, which like talks about the gardens. And you could just like, it talks about like, we're going to use advice process. We're going to use gravity for like determining kind of like more like soft issues that it like need attention. Yeah, but so it's the last section of the covenant. I think you could like literally copy and paste some things too.
Yeah. And like, I don't really see like this Give Garden stuff. Like, we have a whole document on it. So I don't see.
Maybe don't
the
write
need to
about
go in
it.
depth.
Maybe don't write about it, but rather just say like we use the Give Garden for community decision making. To read more about how the garden works, click here.
Well, just to see that, you know, from a forum proposal, there's two divergent branches that come off of it. So it's like, you know, our Give proposals and then Give Garden proposals.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I guess you could like include, you know, the types and then how long. Do you guys know how long the proposals stay up?
In the Give Garden?
Yeah, it's just
We
until
will.
it reaches conviction. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, until they reach conviction.
Unless it's a decision vote.
Okay.
Yeah, then it'll be timed.
But I think also like before something even goes up on the garden, there should be like a forum post with like advice process, and then it's like now it's on the garden, and then they like link that comment, so like everything before that is included in the proposal.
Yeah, I've got that here. So that's like it's like at the start, at the very beginning, it's like forum post.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know we do already have a document for the advice process, so maybe linking to that would be helpful too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. And so then I see 3 different things here. And then is there something else in the scope of this article?
No, I think that's it. But you could also take
Like,
a look. I made there was a link to the governance process for Shapeshift, and you can use that as well just to see what they threw in there. I'm gonna open it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like post ideas on the forum. It follow this template for that, and then there's some discussion, and then there's some voting stuff. Soft quorum. Okay, cool. Okay, let's keep powering through. Code of conduct, not done yet, but it won't take long. Contributors guide, Ashley? Ashley?
Sorry, I lost the button. Yeah, I mean, it's still being worked on. I have a call with Frischel this week, so I can like kind of define more of the buddy system and kind of that stuff within the document.
Cool, nice. That's awesome. Terms and conditions. I noticed Mia had posted it in the comms channel, and it's ready for QA. She has some questions in there, so I was gonna like go through and do some QA, but it's also available if anybody else wants to as well. Then, yeah, I think we should also pass it. There's this guy Sean who like works at the TC, and he's like a cool, really helpful guy who knows legal stuff. So like when we're done, maybe we could just send it to him for a final review. Cool. Okay, the docs cleanup. So I just added this section in based on like some issues that were made in the planning board. Griff was like, hey, we should take down wiki.docs because it's outdated, or at the very least, like make a disclaimer like this stuff is old. And Kai thinks that we could just get rid of it. If we take it down, it won't exist anymore. And then if you go to like wiki.docs, you'd be redirected to like wiki.whatever. Giveth, you'd be redirected to the docs.giveth. And then I asked him like if we would lose all the information. He said that it wouldn't be on Wiki anymore, but it would still be in the GitHub, so it would still kind of be there. I think it's probably a good idea, but I'd love to hear if you guys have any other feedback on what you think should be done.
That was when we did the initial migration. We literally went through that whole thing and pulled out everything. We looked at every section and updated it or removed it if it wasn't relevant. So
yeah, we did. I made a new issue, like, because I think before he does that, we should just do that one more time. Like, somebody take responsibility for just, like, quickly going through their, spending an hour walking through the docs. Because I made that, like, big list with all, like, the tech check boxes, and then there were some things that we were like, we'll deal with it later, I remember. And we never dealt with it. So I think now that we're all smarter, one of us could like take a little walk through and say like any things that are like kind of flagged as like maybe we should put this in or something, like an homage to the past.
Yeah, I mean, we could just put like a big banner on it too that's like, this is no longer relevant, please go to this link. But it's still kind of cool to, I don't know, it's kind of cool to have it there. I guess it could be confusing for people because it's all very outdated.
Yeah,
I think it's nice to get rid of it.
I think just take it down. It's going to exist in a GitHub repository anyway, so we have the actual information. I would err on the side of like keeping our documentation lean instead of adding in like extra documents that might not be fully focused on what we're trying to convey, you know?
Yeah.
And homage to who, you know? It's like, are people reading our documentation? Is that the information that really they're going to be looking for?
No, for sure. You're totally right. But I don't know. I said an homage because I was like, maybe there's something like that. But what I was more specifically thinking of is like maybe that there's actually something valuable that is useful and like maybe we didn't include or maybe we're not even thinking about, but someone thought about it in the past. Okay. Okay. Ashley, do you like totally disagree with taking it down? Or are you like also like,
I'm just like,
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It was cool for me to be able to read it when I first started contributing because it gave me an idea, but there was no docs at that point, and that was just all I had. So it was kind of cool to go through and read all the stuff from the history, but it's not. I think if anything, it's just going to be more confusing for people. So taking it down definitely makes sense.
I think so too. Yeah. And then for real diehard Giveth fans, they can go into the GitHub. Cool. Great. Awesome. Okay, so I'll tell Kai to do that, and then I can walk through the wiki unless anybody feels really like they want to instead. All right, I'll just do it. Cool. So another issue was made. I think I might have assigned you to this issue, Mitch. Do you think it's possible to add a search feature onto the docs? So it's like you could be like, Give Farm or whatever, and then get like sent there right away?
I can look it up.
Maybe I didn't add you to the issue, but I thought about you.
I don't think you did.
Well, I thought about you. No, I didn't.
I didn't get the telepathic signal. Sorry.
Well, should I add you now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, that's cool. I can see if it's possible.
Yeah, it would be sweet. Cool. So, Michi, and then I'll put Kai over here. I actually already talked to Kai about it, and Kai was like, yeah, we can take it down, no problem. Just let me know. So, great. Blocked documentation. All that's still blocked. We still have to wait till the development stuff is done for the listed thing. Still blocked. Okay. Email drafts. This is still from last week. I didn't update this, but I remember we were talking about it, and yeah, and Mitch, you were saying that it's possible, but there's some kind of like weird thing now that if like a donor donates anonymously, is there anything you want to say about these like lists?
I think it's mostly good to go, but it's like the thing is like we have very few contacts for actual donors because most people are doing it without providing an email address.
Right.
So the thing is like when we don't have a contact for them, any kind of email promotional stuff, we can't send them anything. So the bigger thing is like, how do we incentivize people to give us an email address?
Right.
So that we can communicate with them.
Totally. I was talking about this briefly with Mateo in the comms channel too, because I saw your question, and it's like, we do have like, after you donate anonymously, there's like do you want to save your donations? Like there's something you can click. I think it would be better if it was a more annoying pop-up. Like after you donated, it like popped up in front of your donation. It was like, save your donation now. Just put in your email address. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We could also like maybe incentivize, like I'm trying to think how we could incentivize them to do it. And we could like say, like save your donations pop up, like useful for like, in case you're like using it as a tax deduction or something, or I don't know. Maybe saying why it's useful.
So the thing is here is like they can still be signed in on MetaMask, but they just haven't given us an email on their profile, right? So they could be registered, but we still don't have an email.
Oh, well, we could have an annoying pop-up that's just like, stay in touch. We'll keep you in the loop about promos and offers. Because then also, it's their choice. Maybe they just don't want our emails.
Sure, right. But make it annoying.
Make it annoying. Yeah, so like, make annoying pop-up.
Yeah. And even like to Hannah's comment, like I think of sort of like how Gitcoin operates, you know? like this is maybe like further down the line, but imagine like if they got 80% of their givebacks, but it's like, oh, you could get 20% more if you gave us an email.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like we could either say like it'll help like keep track of your donations for tax deductions for give rewards, or like even for there was one more thing early if they give us an email, is the trust score that we have, is that linked to just people creating projects, or is that
Just
also
the projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing is that in order for a person to deduct their donation from their taxes, the project has to provide them with like a letter. So that's between the project and the donor. They wouldn't be able to deduct it from their taxes just using their donation history.
Got it. Okay, that's good to know.
I think it's a great idea to maybe not offer extra givebacks, but almost like slightly withhold givebacks for
That's what I was
people who
saying.
don't give
Like
us
they
an
would
email.
only
But
get
it's like if you want
80%
yeah.
of what they would normally get, but if they give us more information, then we're like, we'll boost you up to 100%.
I like it. It is like
Dude, I like that idea.
Because doesn't Gitcoin, it starts at 50%?
yeah, and then if you verify with $3, you can get 100%, and then if you like verify with Proof of Humanity and Bright ID, you get up to 150% of the potential matching.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The annoying pop-up is the short-term solution.
Yeah.
And I think maybe once we have more bandwidth, we can start adding in features.
Great. Well, that sounds great. I'll make an issue for that, and I'll bug Mateo or ask one of the devs to do it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, Ramin would probably be very capable as well.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Email.
It might be worthwhile to make a forum post about it, and maybe other people have ideas on how we could incentivize people to add email as well.
I don't think we'd get that much engagement. I mean, we could, but I feel like these are the people in this call are the ones who would have ideas. Well, maybe Griff or Willie or someone would have ideas. Oh, no.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about, like, how to incentivize people to give us their emails.
I like your idea.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
The incentive is getting notifications of your charity stuff.
Good. Cool. Yeah, great. Let's keep going. We have tons more things to talk about. So, yeah, this accepting for verification, I think, is blocked by that like project, that onboarding wizard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I still didn't write. Someone can take this from me if they want. Does anyone want to write emails to verified projects? I feel like it's been on my list for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is
the
donors to give to verified projects?
Uh-huh.
So
to a giver when they donate to a verified project, and then to a giver when they're ready to claim their givebacks.
Okay, and so these things are going to be automated somewhere?
Yeah, they will be when we launch givebacks. I guess this is really not even.
I would icebox that.
Yeah.
Because we haven't even built it. There's so many different steps that have to come before we can start writing emails for things.
Agreed. Okay.
Automated emails, at least.
Agreed. Email to canceled projects. This was like to be tested. Did this get tested?
I did. It works.
So we're live.
Yeah. So, but the thing is now we need to build the thing that we said last week, I think, is that there's actually two different things that happen, right? So there's when the user delists it and when an admin cancels it, right? So the state of an admin canceling it actually is done manually, and it needs to be done actually through code. And so that code isn't written yet. So the project deactivated works. The project canceled needs to be built.
Okay.
And then writing the email can be super easy after that.
Okay. So you're going to write a separate email.
Because ideally they're going to be two different things, right?
Right. Okay, so it's done in the case of when the user cancels. Done for the case.
user deactivating their own project.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. This is kind of like Icebox, or it's at least blocked by the code. Cool. Email to projects to suggest they get verified. I think this is done. You were going to add it to the journey, right?
Yeah, I haven't actually put it live yet. I want to, I just like jotted down some notes, and then I wanted to like maybe put it in the issue and see if you guys wanted to like QA it or something before I actually put it live.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah.
So,
Just take.
I should do that definitely like today or tomorrow. It should be up there for.
And so when you trigger this email, Ashley, you just add it to a list in Autopilot?
I'm just going to add it to the project created email. I kind of talked to you a little bit about it. Like the one's really outdated and still talks about like our social campaign, our change makers campaign and everything. So I'm just going to like revamp you now have a project and get it verified and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So
what
since
you could also
it's
do,
one of our main emails, I'd like for like somebody to at least just be like, yeah, that looks good.
okay, all right.
Okay, cool. Next is email to project donors when the project has an update. Did you push this onto live already, Mitch?
I have to check that the developers did it.
Okay.
I don't have the power to push to live, but
Okay.
that's a good reminder.
Great. Email that projects will stay unlisted and links to the guide. So it has. So you were gonna put it on. Oh no, you were gonna enable it later on staging. So this is also just blocked. We're just waiting until it's actually happening.
Yeah, this needs to go on live, and then the email is ready. And then we'll use that list that Ashley made and start unlisting projects. And then they'll automatically get an email. The code needs to be pushed to live.
Great. Sounds good. Okay. Give economy stuff. Thank you so much, Ashley and Mitch, for going and checking out the copy. And yeah, that's happening. Cool. Give drop video. Nothing new has happened since last week. We're going to use the designs for that though too. So I've been really pushing on the designs and trying to fix up the copy so that we have like something to work with for the video. We were going to invite other servers to get our announcements. Ashley, did you say I remember last week talking about it. I know that we can't see who's already subscribed, but did you reach out to anyone else or try to bug them like likely people?
Yeah, I've talked to a few servers, but it's hard for me to tell if they actually did it or not, and I don't want to be like too annoying.
Okay.
But I'll double check and make sure. Like Panvala said they were going to create a channel, and I even sent some stuff to Neuron, like of other Panvala community, because he was like, well, I don't want to subscribe to the announcement channel when it's only going to be Giveth announcements. If there are other communities in Panvala that also have announcement channels. So I like went through a bunch of different Panvala ones, and I was like, here's a bunch you can. Anyways, yeah, I've been reaching out to people, but it's hard to tell.
Fair. Cool. Did you reach out to like any of the groups like Women of Crypto Art or whatever who actually like have projects, or like Grassroots Econ who actually like have projects on Giveth, because they might like it too.
Yeah, a lot of them don't have one of those channels in their Discord that like displays other people's announcements. So like Grassroots Economics doesn't have one, and I don't think Woka either. But so that's kind of why I was like trying to help them to find, or at least with Panvala, help them to find other servers as well to like subscribe to, so that they're not just only like blasting out our updates. I don't know.
Fair.
It's still a work in progress, and I'll continue like, you know, to the other servers and stuff, but I think that we could probably like take it off of the agenda as an item every week, but I'll just continue to, as I'm in servers, just like, you know, poke people to subscribe to our announcements channel.
Okay, sounds good. I'll take it off the agenda for next week so we don't bug you.
Well, and I think like, you know, anytime we do some sort of like Discord outreach or announcement or something like that, where we go and like push to all these different servers, like when we did with Trace and stuff like that, we can always just add in there like, and subscribe to our announcement channel. So anytime we're like shilling in Discord, we should definitely make sure that's part of our messaging.
That sounds good. Sounds great. Awesome. Okay, cool. I put this here as an mental note. Agree to code of conduct. I made an issue for that, blocked by the issue of the code of conduct getting done. So I just assigned you to it so that we know. Ashley. Discover cool new features. I saw that you added this stage. Thank you so much for doing that. And I know that we get this like code of conduct thing, and you were saying that there's also some cool analytics that we can take a look at. Is there anything else that you want to share on that? I saw you close the issue.
Yeah, I closed it because I looked into like the things that were available to us now that we have, some of them are because we're a community server, others are because we have more than 500 members now. So yeah, the analytics thing, and I was looking into it, and I'm pretty sure that I can give you guys access to it depending on, or certain roles in Discord, I can give other people access to that server insight without making them an admin. So I was looking into that, but other than that, I don't really see any other cool features that would be helpful for us other than the code of conduct thing. So that's why I closed it. Okay. But if you guys hear of any other cool things that we could do, but really the 500 members only give us like just the analytics part.
Okay. Still cool. I'm happy about it. But maybe you can still try to give us access to those server insights in case. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, I think I could probably give it just to like the Comstar role or something.
Cool. Sounds great. That's perfect. Okay, cool. So listed, unlisted, cancel projects. I think we still haven't finished this, right? Did you guys do any more on this? I haven't.
I went through the... Go ahead.
I was just going to say there's definitely still some yellow rows in there that need a final decision. Mateo sent me a screenshot of the newly added projects because now every time a project's added, it's being added as unlisted. So there's been, I think, 4 projects or something that have been created since I made that list. So I'm going to add them to the top of that spreadsheet.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, wow. Cool. Maybe, should we try to like finish this before next week? Do you think? Like finalize the list? I think it would probably be good. Are they ready to start implementing this? Yeah, right?
Yeah, we just need to make sure the emails go out. So once the email or the trigger thing for the email works, then we can start actually unlisting them. So then that way when we unlist them, they'll receive the email.
And do we have a plan for like, I guess, are we going to verify projects? Well, I guess we won't. Never mind. That was a stupid question. I was going to say, are we going to verify them the same way in the future? But we'll have our like at least quality scores, which might help. But well, I guess, yeah, are we still going to manually go through and see which ones we keep or not? Because then maybe we could get it like automated, pull into a spreadsheet or something for review.
We will have to manually review the projects because when somebody creates one, it will come up as automatically unlisted. So somebody will have to go in, review it, make sure that they meet the criteria in the guide, and then mark them as listed if they do. So I don't know if we can automate that into the spreadsheet in the way that I created it with like the check boxes and stuff for the different parts, but I know that you know much more spreadsheet magic than I do, so maybe you could come up with a more automated way to at least pull the information. But it's also kind of one of those things where you have to look at it and say, you know, do they meet all the boxes? And maybe some that don't have all the boxes checked would still be listed, or, you know, it's still kind of like a human process.
What we can do, okay, so there's a couple different things that need to happen. I think somebody was supposed to make...
Ask around.
Somebody was supposed to make an email for a project listed. So when an unlisted project gets listed, there needs to be an email sent to them.
Oh, yeah. Deal. Okay, I'll put that on.
And I think that was Lauren, like that was supposed to be your intro into autopilot, if I remember.
Oh, was it? No, my intro into autopilot was these emails to givers.
Emails to givers. Yeah,
which I didn't do. But emails to projects when I can write this. That's going to be super fast.
And so then at the same time, we need to implement that into the code which is very easy. So that they'll get an email basically when we do that. And the other cool thing that can happen is that we can send this information into Discord, right? So we've got a channel that already exists called Giveth.io event log.
Right.
And this is just pulling stuff that happens already like in the DApp through Segment.
Yeah.
So we could add something in there, probably Kai knows how to do it, for when a new unlisted project is made.
Yeah. Link to, okay. When a new
And maybe...
Yeah, great idea.
And the final point was that we should have some sort of automatic system so that projects can get listed. So that like if we fail at our jobs of like verifying projects, like they can still eventually make it to be listed.
Yeah.
There's not just like a fat stack of projects that are unlisted that deserve to be listed. Like if we don't do the work,
yeah,
like they shouldn't be penalized for that.
How long should it be? Maybe like...
I would say not longer than 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I think that's a good idea.
And then we can always just go back and unlist them. It's super easy.
Great.
It's possible too that we could incorporate it somehow with the 2-week verification process that we do for like verified projects. So like maybe there's like verifying of projects and then listing of projects every 2 weeks, you know, because we'll have those like verification parties as we get more applications and things. We'll have rounds of verification. So we could kind of align the two different things.
Yeah, can have verification / listing parties. They could, it could be like a team call where the people who are doing that like go through things.
I'm super curious. Is that something where people that have the projects could potentially also be on the call, or is that just our internal one? And if not, do we have a place where people whose projects that get verified have an opportunity to connect and share about their project?
Yeah, we're kind of working on with the stage channel, like having a way where we could do that. I also talked with this guy about another platform that I want to show you guys, and that we can have like meet and greet kind of things with donors and projects and things. But I think that this call would just be internal for us to decide as a team which ones get listed and which ones don't.
Right. Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, we have a few more things to go through and only 6 minutes left, so I'm just going to... quality score is... There's still more discussion in the forum post. I saw some new comments like today or yesterday, but really almost done. So I added a new section to the agenda because I think it would be worthwhile to like talk about community, because community and comms are like, we're all part of the same thing. And then I feel like sometimes we're like, oh, Ashley's doing this with community. So I put some of the things that we discussed doing so we can brainstorm and add about them. Like one was this, like we literally were just talking about it just now, the Meet the Maker calls thing. So I made an issue for it. It doesn't maybe need to get done now, but this is sort of like what we were talking about, like where we have project spotlights and like an opportunity for like different projects to come on. We could, I was even thinking we could get like, you know how Mitch has been writing these community project spotlights. We could reach out to the people who are in those articles and see if they want to like come and also talk about their project in kind of like a stage thing. And we can like publicize it and like advertise it on Twitter and then like also record it and put it on our YouTube channel and then like share about it. I think it would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And I can put some information in that issue as well about like the platform I was talking about and stuff. So that's it's good to have the issue.
Great. Awesome. Cool. Ashley too. Cool. Reformat community call. This is something else we were talking about doing to have like more high level overview. I know that Ashley was working on structuring this. I want to go you could put it in there.
TEC community call tomorrow and kind of see like what they do there. And I don't know. I know like metagame community calls, they sometimes have like a part of the call where there's like a featured topic or discussion where everybody just kind of talks and gets to know each other a little bit better. So there's a lot of different ways that we could structure it. I don't know if the slide thing is the way to go or not. Like Griff said, it gets a little bit redundant, so I'm not sure. But I want to check out the TEC community call tomorrow.
Sounds great. You can maybe put any comments on that issue, or then like also tag people if you want to have like feedback, or we can discuss it when we have more time in these calls.
Okay.
I also added another one. I didn't assign anyone to it, but Wonka was saying to me like a few different times, like in the TEC, they're creating like the TEC lounge where people can get together and talk about like non-work things that are like kind of work, you know, like not specific, like we're getting through the agenda things, but like opportunities to sort of like connect and also sort of be like, oh, this is happening and I'd like really like some support in this. And
Let's do it. That sounds really cool.
I think
we could incorporate it with the games that Mitch does already. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, Lauren and I have been doing this for weeks. We just play games and chat about, we just bullshit for like an hour.
It's great.
But y'all don't show up,
you don't
so listen.
Mitch and I have been bonding.
I can finally make it, Mitch.
If you want to lounge, you guys got to turn up to these things.
True.
Otherwise, I'm just going to gossip about you.
Are they recorded?
No.
I don't know, Lauren, are they?
No, they're not recorded. I keep some things private. Like when I had explosive poop in the middle of it. This call's covered.
So,
I was wearing a romper. I
that,
had to take the whole thing off.
come to games. Come to games, everybody.
Come to games.
Come and lounge.
Yeah.
I have to run, but I love you all.
Okay, bye, Hannah. Well, my clock says we have 3 minutes left. There's just one actually more thing. Really just one more thing. I noticed, you know, remember how we had the blogs thing, docs.giveth and then /blogs, and we were putting our blogs on there? We kind of stopped putting our blogs in there, and I was wondering if maybe we want to put the blogs on there. So I made an issue for it, like the newer ones with the community project.
We can. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, okay, cool. I don't know if I assigned you or not, but I could.
I mean, yeah, there's like a special program.
Okay.
That just scrapes it from Medium and puts it into Markdown already. Amazing.
I actually did assign you the issue, so maybe you can do that. I think it's nice because then if Medium ever goes down, like, it's nice to kind of keep these things up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I don't think that we really made any progress on any of these blog posts because I know we've been doing, I don't think we've been working on documentation. That's at the bottom here. Analytics, I think also probably haven't really done anything. Unless, Ashley, do you have something to say? No.
I talked to Fabio.
Oh, you did?
We had a General Magic sync, and so I just said to Fabio, like, if you want to look at what we're already doing, like, come talk to me, and I'll just show him amplitude, basically.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds cool. And then, so the last thing I just wanted to say is you guys are all going to be Costa Rica, so we're going to make a little, like, fun kind of swag setup, because Griff bought a bunch of t-shirts and stuff, so if you don't have a t-shirt, come over and grab a t-shirt.
Giveth shirt, photo shoot at the waterfall.
Give us your photo shoot at the waterfall, yeah. Okay, cool.
I might have some swag, too, I'm bringing down.
Oh my god, did you make me a Griff shirt?
I gotta run, you guys. Love you.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Yep. Bye.
Okay.